Hey folks, good morning from the office. I am your host, BKP. A little off on that color this morning. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. We need to look into the program and see if there's our computer program and see if there's a way to do a little color adjusting in there throughout the day. But anyhow, thank you. Thank you for the freedom. Thank you for the opportunity to come here. Thank you for making it all possible. Each and every one. Thank you so much. Number one, Veterans Day. So let's open the show with thanking each and every one of you that have served all through the years, that have given the ultimate sacrifice. Okay, that I walk up to somebody. First of all, I have gone to, I'll call it the flea markets. We'll leave it at that. I have gone to the flea markets and I have held up the hats that say Vietnam, and I've held up the hats that say Korean War, and I've looked at the different hats. But I, for one, refuse to buy them, not because I don't want to, give somebody some money for a hat. It's just I did not serve in Korea or Vietnam. So when I see someone, and what I'm getting to is when I see someone wearing the hat, if I'm at a restaurant and I see an older guy sitting there and he's got a Vietnam hat on, or it's getting hard to find somebody sitting there with a World War II. I see the different hats. I walk up and say, thank you for your service. If I'm at a restaurant and you're 2 tables down and I'm walking by you and you're wearing the hat, I say thank you for your service. So today, I don't want to open this show without knowing that because of you and the ones that serving, and the ultimate sacrifice, I have the opportunity to come here this morning and have the freedom in this greatest country in the world because of our veterans. Let's honor all who served today. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on, not moving on for Veterans Day, but getting into the show. Let's go back to the opening there with the phone number, email address. I got to have my little tea. I got tea going. I have an omission this morning. I was late for work. Yes. No, not really. I wasn't really late, but I have a lot to do to get ready, pictures and videos and things that I want to run on the show. But Saturday, you want to tune in at 10:10 today. You want to tune in for instant replay. Okay, you want to do that. For instant replay with Lauren Hunter at 10:10 on Team FYN Sports Facebook page. She's going to have a great show. That's probably going to be a lot about the mountain. Going to be a lot about Friday Night Football, but also the Mountain Football League Super Bowl, which we love that organization. Outstanding guys and ladies over there that make it all work. With the youth there in that organization, Mountain Football League. Left the house Saturday morning about 5:15. Yes, we were over in Cleveland, Georgia all day. Left about 5:15. Had to do the setup, get all the equipment ready, and returned home about 11 o'clock at night. So it was a long day. So yesterday, just really enjoyed some relaxation, peace, and I'm late for work this morning. Have to get the week kicked off. Like you care about all that stuff, right? Anyhow, so for those of you that are reading the tea leaves out there, number 8, there's a much to do about nothing. Haley said Tillerson and Kelly tried to get her to resist Trump to save the country. Let's resist Trump to save the country. And why does the little gay guy continue to irritate everybody like a rash? Number 32. Buttigieg strikes a nerve with his Democrat rivals. There is the boy that would be king. Amy Klobuchar says he doesn't have the experience. He's just a little wet behind his ears still, not because his cat's been licking on it or anything, but he's a little wet behind the ears. He doesn't have the experience yet. He's still a boy. He's a newlywed. I don't know, is it him and his husband? Or are they husband and I don't know what the hell those. Here is now everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg. And he's going to pass up Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina. And then he's going to throw out one of his many billions of dollars and run an ad campaign because he's not ready for the boy who would be king. He's not ready for Bernie Sanders and AOC. I think that would be. Is Bernie going to announce AOC as his running mate? They're awful close. They're awful chummy there, the old guy and the young barmaid there, AOC. So anyhow, they're talking about the Green New Deal. Everybody says it's going to cost a lot of money. It is, but we have to save the planet. Oh, hell. But anyhow, so don't forget about this guy. Now, I just want to put it out there for a reason. Number 2. Just put that guy out there for a reason. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just keep it in mind. You know who he is. He's the Cuban. Yeah, he's the Cuban. Down there. Mark Cuban. Just think about it. You never know. Now, if the President of the United States made an investigation into Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, if he made that, let's take Mark Cuban down. Let's go to number 49. Republicans fine-tuning their defense. Fine-tuning their defense for what? Let me roll back here. This is going to be a fun show. Fun show. This is going to be a good one. We're going to enjoy this one. 45. Here come the hearings. Here they come. Here come the hearings. Number 45. So and then you have, with the hearings, you've got Republicans fine-tuning their defense, number 49. Now, they're demanding testimony from the whistleblower, demanding testimony from Hunter Biden. They're not going to get it. Shifty Schiff is not going to do it. But if what we read in the transcript, or if what we read in the summary, whatever they want to call it, of President Trump's phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, if we read there that, hey, we want to know about the corruption and we want to know about Burisma, then is this not a key witness? Should we not be asking Hunter Biden, why did they give you this much money? The president says, if I'm Democrats, I would let him clear himself. Do you know how big this could be for Joe Biden? How big this could be for Democrats? How big this could be for their side of the story, to bring him up and say, look, there was nothing to see here? And say, look, I went on monster.com. I placed my resume on 4 different, I did an ABC interview. That's your defense? I did an ABC interview. That's it? I thought that all of this cringing and the chills and the destruction of our democracy and all the above was that we could not allow a foreign influence. We could not let a sitting president ask a foreign influence to meddle into our elections against a political opponent. Isn't that what it's all about? So shouldn't the son of the political opponent, shouldn't the son of the vice president of the United States at the time when he gets the job, shouldn't he answer the questions? Could this not be the best exoneration Democrats could ever have, and to really get Americans to pay attention? Why not take Hunter Biden in and say, hey, America, we're getting ready to show you there was nothing to see and that the president's just going after a political opponent? They're not going to let it happen, folks, because they know the truth. They know the truth on all their witnesses. Okay? We do too. Now, I watched this weekend Senator Rand Paul. Look, I understand. We'll get there in a minute. It's a book, folks, number 38. All right? For those of you that have been out there wondering, did Rex Tillerson, call the president a moron? Did Kelly, what was Kelly doing? Was he undermining the president? And for those out there wondering if Nikki Haley is positioning herself, okay, to be on the ticket when Mike Pence gracefully bows out and leaves. That I got all the tea leaves. We'll talk about those in a minute. But the one thing, there's days when Rand Paul and I are not on the same page, okay? There's days, okay? But for the most part, when he stood on stage with the president last week in Kentucky and said, or week before last, do your job. Do your job, media. Name the whistleblower. Do your job. All right? This past week, he gives the clearest, right? He gives the clearest reason why this is not an impeachable offense and how the president had every right of the United States as the executive to have that conversation with Ukraine. I'm telling you, if we knock the president down for this, he would never be able to look at any country and corruption and make a judgment to send your tax dollars. So do you have the video? Do you know what one I'm talking about with Rand Paul, Destiny? Do you have that one? Right, right. Let's play that. This is MSNBC over the weekend.
Even President Obama withheld aid.
Believe there should be a distinction between whether people in the administration asked for a quid pro quo and whether the president himself directed it. Do you think there's a distinction there? If there's no proof the president himself directed it, but for instance, as we've seen these transcripts indicate about perhaps Mick Mulvaney was directing this, does that distinction matter to you?
I think we've gotten lost in this whole idea of quid pro quo, and I think Senator Kennedy kind of hit the nail on the head, is that if you're not allowed to give aid to people who are corrupt, there's always contingencies on aid. Even President Obama withheld aid. He was supposed to give lethal aid. Congress said give them $300 million in lethal aid, and he sent them blankets. So presidents since the beginning of time have resisted Congress, and there's been this sort of back and forth jockeying over what is sent. But also presidents have withheld aid before for corruption. So the thing is I think it's a mistake to say, oh, he withheld aid until he got what he wanted. Well, if it's corruption and he believes there to be corruption, he has every right to withhold aid. So I think it's a big mistake for anybody to argue quid pro quo. It didn't have quid pro quo, and I know that's what the administration's arguing. I wouldn't make that argument. I would make the argument that every politician in Washington, other than me virtually, is trying to manipulate Ukraine to their purposes. Menendez tried it, Murphy tried it, Biden tried it, Trump's tried it. They're all doing it. They are all trying to manipulate Ukraine to get some kind of investigation, either end an investigation or start an investigation. Investigation.
All right, folks. I mean, the president, Rand Paul said on Meet the Press, the president of the United States, okay? The president of the United States can withhold sending our tax money based on corruption. I'm serious. You think there's corruption, we can withhold the money. The president of the United States could do that. All this quid pro quo. But the Democrats know they've lost in the translation of quid pro quo. They're going for they're going for now. What is I had up here? They're going for let's see. Hold on just a minute. I had it just a second. Extortion. They're looking at extortion. The bribery. Yeah. Bribery, treason, extortion. Those are the words they're using now. They have backed off quid pro quo. Now, Fox News, for all of you great Fox News viewers, and there's a lot of people on Fox that they're good people, okay? But let's look at this. They get some pretty big paychecks. Now, it's come down from the top that Fox News said, we do not out the whistleblower. You do not. They put, boom, they put a lockdown on Sean, Tucker, all of them. Watch how fast this Fox News host drops his jaw and says, oh, hell, I hope I didn't lose my job, in fear of telling the truth on this next video. That Twitter video I had, let's go with that one.
The media is not doing its job.
And that is
how are you guys exempt from that?
just the New York Times did all but reveal his name in September.
Yes,
they gave all the details.
So did
And-
Sean
The
Hannity.
New York Times was the first to basically half out the whistleblower by saying he's a CIA officer who had been assigned to the White House. You're right.
And Real Clear Investigations has identified a man named Eric Ciaramella as the whistleblower. So it's already out there. We could be talking about this reporting and talking about whether that's accurate reporting or not. So I feel a little bit confused about why we're pretending that it hasn't already been
I just want to
reported.
clarify that I don't know that
That
is the
might be
person.
the first time that the name has been mentioned on Fox News.
I
just
And not
wanna-
by a Fox News
I
report.
just clarify
Reported by
that
Real Clear Investigations.
and I'm going to come to you on this. I don't know whether this is actually the person or not, and I don't want to speculate about that. But there have been a few.
Howie Kurtz, is that his name? I like the guy. The other guy is a Democrat operative. Molly Hemingway, is that her name? Molly? Way to go. Way to have a set and do it and get it over with. Eric Ciaramella is the whistleblower, is the spy in the White House, okay? Howie Kurtz, oh my God, I hope I still have a job. Let me explain to you out there, we don't really know that here at Fox. I can't confirm that. Although you know it's true out there, okay? Although I should probably just say that is who we speculate. But, oh my God, I hope I don't lose my job. I wonder if he has a job this morning. You friggin' coward, okay? So many times I have watched your reports. So many times, you know, I have said, hey, you know what? This is a stand-up guy. We know you did not say it, okay? But once Molly Hemingway said it and the other guy, the Democrat operative over there, I forget his name, just was stunned like, I think that's the first time that's been said on Fox News. Oh, my God. And Howie Kurtz is like, no. He's not talking to you, the viewers. You understand? He was not talking to you, the viewers. He was talking to the boss. Hey, I want you to know I didn't say it. I didn't say it. We can't confirm that here at Fox. We can't say it really happened here at Fox. You didn't hear it here. Hey, no. I did not. Boss, I didn't say it. You coward. All of you are cowards in the media. I guess go with number 5. This is the spy within the White House. This is the spy, number 5, Eric Charmello in the White House. This is the spy that made contact with Adam Schiff, the chair of the Intelligence Committee in the House that's running this sham of an investigation and an impeachment inquiry against our President of the United States. This is the spy that contacted one of his staff. We know his attorney has tweeted out the coup has started. We know his attorney tweeted out there would be an impeachment. We know his attorney said, hey, you know what? CNN will help. We know that. Okay? I guess now I'm partially in a small way. If it's 3 of you or 30,000 or 300, I guess I'm partially responsible for his safety. I may be the reason if, the guy trips off his skateboard this afternoon, not wearing a helmet and bounces off the concrete. I don't know what the hell. Is it partially my fault? But Fox, CNN, I'm telling you, you know what? So many of the reports I get, I read Tucker's stuff. I don't get a chance to watch the show. I give the guy props. I give a lot of them props on the show. Give me number 3. Right here it is. Way to go, Molly Hemingway. All right? Finally, someone mentions whistleblower name. Give it to her. Hats off, Molly. I hope you're doing well. But I'll tell you what. Howie Kurtz, what you did was shameful. You had a chance. You had a chance. You could have said, that is who is being reported. That is the name that is going around the internet. You could have said so many things, but immediately you said, boss, I didn't do it. Boss, please don't blame me. If you think he was talking to the viewers and trying to clear up that they could not confirm that, he was trying to say Fox is not confirming it. And I sure hope my bosses will keep me employed after today. It's all a scam, sham. Hey, Jim Jordan's going over to the Intelligence Committee. They will not let the American people see the witnesses that need to be coming up. Nellie Orr, they want to call Nellie Orr. But you know what? Adam Schiff says it's not relevant. If it's not relevant, okay, why it's not germane? There you go. I'm your host, BKP. It's already 8:24. We're going to take a break. Come back. We got a lot more to do this morning. I am enjoying the day. Sorry I was late for work. I'll try not to let it happen again. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, I don't want to start a single segment today. There's the phone number right here. You can text me on this phone number. You can tell me what you think. And there is the email address. It's 8:29 this morning. We're in LJ, Georgia, FYNTV.com. All right, so that being said, I don't want to start a single segment this morning without saying thank you. I don't care how much it takes. There's not enough we could do to say thank you. So number one, it's Veterans Day, okay? And we're honoring all who served here. November 11th, today is Veterans Day. Thank you. I'm not coming back and doing a single segment that I don't look at the camera and say thank you very much, because I know my freedom of speech, and to come to you and deliver anything I say this morning is those that have served and give the ultimate sacrifice, served and are still with us today, that we can go up. Please go up and say thank you for your service. We just say thank you. I mean, I get so tired of it. It's that simple. Go up and if somebody's wearing the hat, say thank you for your service. And a lot of you do. I know that this audience, we do that. Okay? We salute the flag, we stand for the national anthem, and we say thank you for your service to our veterans. And then we have those that continue to serve, and we want to thank you and thank the families. I mean, you know, families give the ultimate sacrifice of men and women going off into and doing tours of duty, that they're home alone with the kids, taking care of the kids, whoever it may be. All right, so let's go here. Now, last week, not being reported in the media, and when it is reported, this is the biggest fear. Now, biggest. There's big, bigger, and biggest. Now, there's not biggins, or bigger-er, or bigger-er, it's biggest. So I got to be careful with saying the biggest. Number 51. Okay. One of the biggest, I could go with that. There's number 51. What is that? Number 50. Well, wait a minute. That they have the t-shirts. Black Voices for Trump. We're going to talk about that a little later in the show, but last week in Atlanta, is it, you know, I understand maybe the AJC did a little something. No, nothing on any of the morning shows how Trump came to Atlanta and got kicked off and set up a black voter coalition in Atlanta for 2020. It's a fear they have. It's a fear. Fear of the brother. That's it. We're calling it. 2020. I can make the t-shirts. Fear of the brother. Brother Trump. That's who they're fearing. Brother Trump. We fear the brother. That's who the Democrats. Democrats, they've gotten off the plantation. They have gotten out the front gate. Somebody let the dogs out, and it was Trump out of the front gate, and the Democrats are all upset. They're hiding this for everything it's worth. They're hiding this, their fear. Because what? You go to Iowa, and Buttigieg is going to appeal to the white, wacko Democrats in Iowa. They're out there, okay? So the gay brigade is spending the money to get the media to like him in Iowa and kick it over to New Hampshire. That's the gay brigade. When they get to New Hampshire, Elizabeth Warren is hoping that just because she sleeps around, well, I mean, she sleeps in different states. My God, look at where all she's campaigning. I didn't say that. She sleeps around. But Elizabeth Warren sleeps over there in Massachusetts as the senator. She's hoping that she can go over to New Hampshire and say, look at me. And then they're really wanting you to believe that the black vote in America can't wait for the crusty old white guy Joe Biden to bumble and stumble and say things. But that boy is smooth. Let me tell you something. I know how I'm going to be judged. And I don't care. Really, just I don't give a rat's ass how you judge me on this. All right? But the best thing that Trump could hear out of black voters is this. That boy is crazy. That boy's crazy. Because they like him. And when Trump said, hey, what have you got to lose? They know they got to lose nothing. Okay, so I'm going to get into it a little. This is a fear. This is one of their biggest fears. They don't know what to do about it. All they can do is hope that they can impeach President Trump and run commercials saying, would you vote for a president that's been impeached? Let me tell you something. If you take the uptick, now let's just say you believe this bull SH asterisk asterisk, okay? Let's just say you believe this crap, okay? And you take the uptick in rural vote, okay? You take the uptick in rural vote. You take the uptick in support in the black community for Trump. You take the uptick for support in the Hispanic, Latino, Asian community for Trump. And then you just keep running your rural, white, suburban women voters. You just keep running that, okay? You keep talking that nonsense, all right? All right, let's get off that. Get that picture off the screen, okay? I mean, I know. All right, last week, but let me give a shout out because we broadcast in Ellijay, Georgia, okay? We broadcast here in Ellijay, Georgia, and in Ellijay, Georgia, that's Gilmer County, Fannin County, and a part of Dawson County. Our representative, number 6, happens to be the Speaker of the House of the state of Georgia, House Speaker David Ralston, okay? And there is House Speaker David Ralston welcoming last week President Donald Trump to Georgia, part of a long line. And I tell you what, I got it, Mr. Speaker. Now my understanding right there is he is saying, look, there's a guy in North Georgia, BKP, FYN TV. And that guy is ready to give you a fair, balanced interview. They're not like anybody else, and they're in my, I think that's what he's saying. I mean, if I was to run money, he's saying, welcome to Georgia, and you should give BKP an interview up there at I'm going to get my interview. I'm right here on camera. It's recording. I will not stop till I get an interview, okay? I'm telling you. All right, so that being said, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for welcoming our President of the United States. Now, okay, I can't get into politics yet, so let's go back a notch, all right? Let's go back a notch, and we might take a break. Let's go to number 4. Finally, LSU is number 1. What a segue, right? Segue from the President, because the President of the United States was over there in Alabama for the LSU-Alabama game, right? And he got an ovation, and the media said, oh, my God, he had to go to Alabama. And, he had to get his ovation in Alabama. He couldn't get it at the World Series. He couldn't get it at the Ultimate Fighting. He had to go to Alabama and get his ovation. Now, he was in Alabama Saturday, right? Was it Friday or Thursday? But I think it was Thursday. Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions announced his intentions to run for Senate again. And I made the prediction that he would. I think President Donald Trump will endorse Jeffrey, support Jeffrey, and do a rally for Jeffrey when it comes time. That being said, I told you since I watched LSU play Texas, and at that time Texas was number 11, ever since I watched LSU play Texas at the beginning of the year, I told you this team was right up there. I like Georgia. Get off my back, Georgia fans. But LSU, Ohio State, Clemson. Now, for those of you that are arguing for those of you that think Ohio State, I think they may be right where they should be. We'll see, okay? But Clemson is still undefeated. Anybody that argues that Clemson Tigers, if you argue that they're not playing any teams, they are the national champions, and they are still undefeated, and they still have an enormous winning streak. Alabama, number 4, I guess I can understand. Georgia, 5, nice win. And there's Oregon. And there's Minnesota, moved up to 7. So I want to give Minnesota a special shout out because one of our own down here in Pickens County, Shannon Brooks, I think had 50-some yards. And he also had a great block. He picked up a really nice block in the backfield, which gave the quarterback an opportunity to throw a touchdown pass. So way to go, Shannon Brooks, playing Penn State. Penn State fell there to number 9. I thought after they were played Buffalo, I thought Penn State was a little overrated after Buffalo took them to the halftime. But I like Penn State, but they dropped to number 9. Minnesota's moved up to 7. Congratulations, Shannon Brooks. We're happy here at FYN TV and especially Team FYN Sports that you're enjoying a great senior year from Pickens, leading rusher, all-time rusher for the Pickens Dragons. Alabama 4, Clemson 3, Ohio State, LSU. I thought about playing the video. Coach LSU said F Roll Tide, right? At Georgia number 5. So this college football season's really enjoyable and everybody debating it back and forth who should be where. Let's take a break and we'll come back. It's time to talk about Nikki Haley. We'll talk about her and what the media won't tell you, and why won't they let the witnesses come forward? Why not? It's supposed to be fair. Take a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, last week, the president, here is the AJC, Trump appeals to forgotten black voters. So let's put picture, let's go with number 50 right now. Wait a minute. I forgot. Let's go with how to contact the show. Let me back up here, Destiny. Sorry about that. I'm jumping the gun. There's the contact. Let's go with number 1. We said we were not going to open a segment today without this. First and foremost, number 1, freedom is not free, folks. There's nothing free about it. Somebody gave all. And somebody gave all for you and I to be able to enjoy the freedom we have today. Thank you. Today's Veterans Day, November 11th, honoring all who served. So again, I said we were not going to start a single segment without that, and I apologize for jumping back in here. Number 50, okay. Trump appeals to forgotten black Democrats in Atlanta 3 years after challenging black voters to shrug off support for Democrats and back him. President Trump used Atlanta as a staging ground for a new African-American outreach initiative that he said would be key part to his 2020 re-election bid. Surrounded by roughly 400 supporters, including some who were from out of state, the president on Friday invoked the refrain he repeated so often during the 2016 campaign in front of a large white crowds as he appealed to African American voters. So it was largely a white crowd. Now, I bring this up for a reason, and we'll get past this and we'll talk about some other things. But even the AJC made sure it was a largely white crowd that they say among the 400. What the hell do you have to lose? He told black voters. Those who took the gamble and supported him, Trump said, were rewarded with criminal justice. This is true. Black voters, criminal justice reform. I had a discussion with somebody last week concerning criminal justice reform in another state. Okay? So for black voters and black Americans out there, if you want to talk about the roundup was when your president, Bill Clinton, and Vice President Al Gore and Senator Joe Biden really worked hard to put the criminal justice bill together to reward their friends and build standalone, privatized prisons. And then they said, hey, we're going to give you so much per inmate. And then what we're going to do is tell everybody, all of our Democrat cronies in the inner city, to round up every poor American that cannot defend themselves, every poor American that cannot pay the bills, every poor American that cannot meet the cost of probation. And we'll round them up and make sure the prisons you build are full, so when the government sends you money, you will profit off the poor people in our cities, unsuspectingly of why we're rounding them up and putting them in prison. Now, the thing is, once you break down the poor, the demographic goes highly to young black males. And they know it. So the justice reform, low black unemployment, and staunch opposition to abortion, he said at a launch of his Black Voices for Trump group. Democrats, he counted, can only come up with empty promises. He countered. Democrats, he countered, can only come up with empty promises. Under Democrat politicians, African Americans have been forgotten, literally forgotten Americans, Trump told the crowd, and mostly black audience that also include much of Georgia's GOP top leadership. Under my administration, they've been forgotten no longer. Now, that is what happened last week that they will not tell you. They're not talking about. They are in their own way. Because if you do a search for President Trump, black vote in Atlanta, all right, you'll get the New Yorker, you'll get the Washington Post, you will get the New Yorker. Donald Trump makes an awkward pitch to black voters in Atlanta. You will get USA Today, the Washington Post, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, BuzzFeed, The Guardian, ABC. All right, it's not till you go to page 2. You have to go 4 stories down. 1, 2, you got to go 5 stories down to get the first AJC story. And still, you don't get any local. You don't get anything from Marietta. Let's see, AJC, The Root, the AtlantaVoice.com for black voters. The Atlanta Voice, we all know who that is. It is all the way in 2 pages that you do not get anything from local news sources talking just on a Google search. Now, some are out there say, well, I read this article in this paper, or I heard this report. I get it. Google this and see how far it is your local reporting was pushed down to highlight the deep state, corporate, corrupt media to keep from you that Trump has launched Black Voices for Trump. It's going to be big. It's going to have some big names behind it. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to take another break so I can get at 9 o'clock. I need to get reset because at 10:10, I only got to 9:50. At 10:10, Lauren Hunter comes in with instant replay every Monday morning on Team FYN Sports Facebook page. The media with Kentucky and Virginia, we told you that. Go back last week. We explained all the down ballot races in Kentucky were all Republican. All. Virginia is where they redrew the districts to support blue candidates. Okay? Now Ralph Northam is letting you know he's going to take your guns in Virginia. Oh, yeah. Governor Blackface, I will kill babies after they're born. Ralph Northam of Virginia is working out with his new Democrat-controlled House and Senate, okay, gun control in Virginia. There you go. So we talked about those elections, and in both of the elections last week, what did they tell you? The media keeps shoving down your throat suburban white women. Suburban white women, okay? I think suburban white women should speak for themselves. And that's not happening like the media would like you to believe in their reporting. There's a big uptick in black, Latino, Latina, okay? Big uptick in Asian. Big uptick in minority vote. for Donald J. Trump. Big uptick on what used to be Democrats. Big uptick on pro-life Democrats that are moving over. None of these areas are reported. None of these voting blocks are reported in an uptick. The only thing the hashtag corporate corrupt deep state media will report is what they call the suburbs, and Trump losing with suburban white women. Right? It's just like all the other polls. Trump, when are they going to do a poll on Nancy Pelosi and the American people wanting her removed from office? When are they going to do a major poll on Adam Schiff? No. So folks, right here, they don't want to talk about it. And stop believing the suburban white women vote running away from Donald Trump. Because the same people that are telling you that are the same people that will not tell you about the uptick, black, Asian, Latino, Latina, all the minority vote moving towards Donald Trump. Take a brief break and come back right at the top of the hour. Get started back into Nikki Haley and impeachment, right? Take a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, president of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show, number one, right there. Some gave all. There it is. Number one, we're honoring all of our veterans today, the ones that have sacrificed everything. Freedom is not free, folks, but I know I have the opportunity to come here and say what I want, when I want, and how I want it because of a veteran today. When you pass them sitting in the restaurant or in the airport, I've been flying a lot lately, and you see a veteran, go up and say thank you for your service. Okay, come back. Let's go. Show everybody how they can contact the show, get in touch with us, and let's go through a couple. Now, I watched the Sunday shows, and something I watched and I made notes of. All right. Witnesses. Now, this. Let me just go over a couple things for the impeachment this week. Everything the Republicans say, the media spins it as smoke and mirrors. The smoke and mirrors that defense that Republicans will. Now anything, no matter what it is that Democrats say, any of the Democrats that are on TV anywhere, any of the hosts, they speak about Democrats, Adam Schiff, and everyone in the affirmative of guilt. They affirm guilt. They are guilty as charged, okay? And witnesses must be approved and considered relevant. This is what's being said. Witnesses must be approved and considered relevant. Now, Jim Jordan's going to move over. Let me see if I have a picture of Jim here anywhere. Not for sure if I do. Let's just go to number 46 for a minute. Okay. Now, Dems plan a simple Trump-Ukraine narrative. GOP pushing smokescreen. But the Dems have a plan to bring you the highlights and put everything in the box of guilt. They will open up Wednesday, the Democrats on the Intelligence Committee for Adam Schiff. They will open up and say, the President of the United States is guilty. You remember the last time Adam Schiff opened up a hearing, he made up the phone call. Remember that? He totally made up the phone call on record. So we're asking, they will open up immediately and give you the guilt and why the president's guilty. But they will only let the Republicans call witnesses they feel are relevant. That's the word you're hearing, is relevant. And what they're really saying, Democrats, are you can only call witnesses to corroborate our story. That's what the word relevant means to them. You're hearing relevant. And you're hearing them push, with the media's help, that any and everything the Republicans do is a smokescreen and not relevant. So I'm sitting there and I watched all 4 of the Sunday shows yesterday. And I got, hold on, let me get back to where I'm at. I said, witnesses must be approved and considered relevant. Republicans want to call Hunter Biden, the spy, Eric Charmello, and Nellie Ohr. Already being told no. Schiff said no. Absolutely not. The Democrats are saying none of these officials the Republicans are saying everybody that is testifying for the Democrats did not have direct contact with the president. Now, Vindman, whatever his name is, fully dressed lieutenant colonel, We know he's been moved out. Yes, of the NSC. We'll talk about that maybe later. They are clearing the spies out. They've gotten up to 240, and over the weekend, he is being moved out of NSC and out of the White House. The Dems are screaming it's in retaliation. MSNBC, more evidence. That's the way they open. I'm just saying, the way they open, like Chuck Todd, more evidence has come forward. More evidence. We have more evidence this morning of a quid pro quo. More evidence. Okay? And Democrat college educated voters. So when they talked about, and I'm going through some of my notes, MSNBC, when they were talking about last week's election, and every time you hear Democrat college educated voters, ABC yesterday, defiant despite damaging testimony. The president and the White House defiant despite damaging testimony. What damaging testimony? Impeachment goes public. So what ABC did yesterday, and I want to put this, I want to say this. So Martha Raddatz is running the show. George Stephanopoulos, he's off somewhere. And what ABC did yesterday, he said, okay, before we start the show, let's run with how did we get here? And they totally narrated their story to fit the Democrats perfect, because they talked about, hey, we're going to have public testimony this week. But before we go into the public testimony and the mounting evidence that the president in a quid, you did not hear quid pro quo yesterday. You started hearing bribery and things like that, treason. But anyhow, strong case of bribery and treason. No more quid pro quo. They've slowed down with that. That's not paying off, all right, for them. Paying off bribery. Same thing, right? So, in that being said, all right, despite damaging testimony, ABC did their timeline to bring it up to who was going to testify this week. Their way. And they've all made a decision to keep it simple. They're boxing it in. All right? And every time this weekend on any of the morning shows, when it come up that Eric Charmella, the spy, okay, that would be number 5. Let's go there for a minute. Every time it come up that Eric Charmella, the spy, a.k.a. whistleblower, he's not relevant now. No, his fake report as a whistleblower to Schiff, and Schiff being able to call the Never Trumpers and Democrats, it's not relevant. We don't need to hear from him. They're all yelling he's not relevant. So when the American people say, why can't we hear from Eric Charmella? He's not relevant. That's their answer. It's unrelated. They need to stay focused. These hearings, this is the Democrats' side. These hearings are important for us to stay focused, okay? He's not relevant. It's irrelevant. There's no need to bring this guy in. On CBS, Margaret Brennan, is that her name on CBS, the communist, I think she is. Is it appropriate to ask a foreign government to investigate an American citizen? I don't know. Ask Hillary Clinton if it was appropriate to ask, a foreign spy to write a dossier. I don't know. Ask all the ones that have asked foreign countries to investigate Donald J. Trump. Really? Is it appropriate to ask foreign governments to investigate an American citizen? That's not what happened here. It's appropriate to ask a foreign government about corruption before we make a decision to release taxpayer money and give it to you. Eric Swalwell, remember he was at like 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10 of a percent in the polling data, okay? Remember that, like he was a candidate, presidential candidate, Democrat presidential candidate for what? 2.5 days? And he says extortion. They're using words now like bribery, extortion. Eric Swalwell said the president's extortion, okay? Jim Jordan is going to be on the Intelligence Committee, all right? And you know what? Rand Paul said, you know what? We sent blankets. Obama sent blankets. President Trump has actually sent direct military. President Trump's administration has actually sent directly to Ukraine. We did not use a back channel to send them weapons. We did not say, hey, we don't want the Russians to see us or other countries to see us as getting involved in the conflict. Trump has sent Ukraine the weapons and the military backing they need directly to them, not being reported. I'm your host, BKP. Take a brief break so I can take a drink of water, regroup on another little segment here we want to do before we get out of here at 9:50.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. So, Veterans Day. Thank you very much for remembering that as we come back. We honor our veterans today. Show us how you can get in touch with the show. A couple things I want to do here before we get to 9:50. I don't want to run out of time, but be careful out there, Republicans, of falling into all the Nikki Haley hype, okay? Caution yourself. Now, we're going to run through all of the Nikki Haley because this is not a positive story. 8. And is she attempting to be the first female president? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. Haley said Tillerson and Kelly tried to get her to resist Trump to save the country. So she is one trying to sell books. Okay? Let's not forget a couple things. Just want to remind you, I'm not anti-Nikki Haley. I'm actually positive. Can be positive about her time in the Trump administration. I can actually be positive about her time as the UN ambassador. I remember her standing up strong. So I'm going to say I'm going to stay on the positive side where she's concerned. But what I know where our viewers are concerned, we got to keep a couple things in perspective. One, she endorsed and supported Marco Rubio in the primary. And I know what you're saying. Well, a lot of people did that. They didn't come on board with Donald Trump until later. Okay. She's not got the signs. Let's check everything off. She doesn't have the signs of the never Trumper, so she's not the baboon from Atlanta, Eric Erickson, okay? She's not a never Trumper baboon like Eric Erickson and some. So she doesn't have those markings. We'll go with that. But she did support against the President of the United States very vocally, okay, Marco Rubio in the primary. Not going to hold that against her. She did support going out there and pulling the Confederate flag, okay, Confederate flag off the capital of South Carolina, rolling it up and making it sound like it's a part of history. So we're going to put it in a museum and off Capitol grounds or wherever it's at now. Just be careful as you champion this woman. Because Haley said Tillerson and Kelly tried to get her to resist Trump and save the country. Okay, I believe that. If you go back on the tape, I'm the one here when he was doing cabinet positions. I wasn't all out there on Rex Tillerson. And could Kelly say, hey, I'm trying to protect him from himself? Maybe. So let me go through some of the Nikki Haley. Let's go to number 9. Nikki Haley says Kelly Tillerson tried to get her to resist Trump and save the country. Tillerson went on to tell me that the reason he resisted President's decision was because if he didn't, people would die. Okay? If he didn't, people would die. All right? Number 10. All right? Nikki Haley claims top aides tried to recruit her to save the country, but undermining Trump. By undermining Trump, Kelly declined to comment in a detail, but said that if providing the president with the best and most open legal and ethical staffing advice from across the government so he could make an informed decision is working against Trump, then guilty as charged. So Here is number 12, the former Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, that was part of the deep state. Okay. When he was being interviewed by number 13, Margaret Brennan, all right, on CBS, Face the Nation, go back to 12, and she was pressuring him, did you call the president a moron? Did you? Remember, that was a big deal to find out if the president was a moron. And then we have number 14, where Kelly, supposedly former Chief of Staff John Kelly, former Director of Secretary of Homeland Security John Kelly, former Chief of Staff, said, okay, said that former Chief of Staff John Kelly said that he was doing everything to protect the president and told him when he left as Chief of Staff, if you hire a yes man, you're going to get impeached. So, number 17, the Washington Post, Nikki Haley claims top aides tried to recruit her to save the country. All right. And number 20, The Gatekeepers of Hell. Haley writes in a new book, she rebuffed attempts by Tillerson and Kelly to undermine Trump, and they're making sure that they do everything they can to try to have division with Pence. All right, here's what's happening, okay? They want Trump impeached. They've already floated, okay, polling data for Trump is removed or Trump quits and pulls a Nixon and says, I'm out of here. They're already putting the data together to say, see where Pence stands. Okay, Republicans too. There's Republicans too. See where Pence stands. And if maybe the president needs to pull Pence off the ticket, put Haley. A lot of tea leaves here, a lot of speculation, but the Dems are trying to run narratives to show weakness in the Republican Party, because every time the polling data comes out, it shows that the American people support Donald Trump. The American people do, okay? But Republicans, like 85, 90% of Republicans are on board. That is what they have to fracture. That's what they have to run confusion through. They got to get Republicans. I've been out there on the Saturday mornings to the local Republican Party meetings, and people over in the circle wonder if Pence will leave. Okay, they're trying to create that doubt. So, see if I have anything else on that. Before we go to the impeachment, next, I know Haley. I'm telling you to keep an eye on that. Don't forget number 45. Here comes the hearings. Number 45 from CNN, right out of the box. And let's see, what did MSNBC do right out of the box this morning? Did they do anything that replicated or something like that? Okay, number 36. Now, wait, stay right there. Okay. Now, I should have told you, the last picture you went from. Now, stay right there. Now, in the bottom right-hand corner, it says 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Mountain Time. That is the first thing they jumped on. Wait a minute. Go back to the other one. I didn't want you to go there yet. You got a little aggressive. I like it, but slow your roll. Look at MSNBC, 3 a.m. Now, they come on with what they call first look at 5 a.m. in the morning Eastern Time. This is the very first picture, Capitol background, public impeachment hearings begin today. Now go back to the other one. Look at, got to find the time on that one too. Look at the bottom right-hand corner. 4 a.m. Eastern Time. First graphic of the day from CNN. Here come the hearings. Just saying. All right? Just saying. Those dirty, no good All right, so we got some new polling because Bloomberg might get into the race. Number 16, 2020 Democrat nomination battleground states, the New York Times Siena poll. Biden, he's 24, Arizona, Florida, 30, 29. He's looking good in this national poll. As you can see, Warren and Sanders, and then the boy that would be king, Buttigieg is down there, and then Harris. This is the national polling, okay? Let's look at what happens hold on a minute. Now let's go to number 19. Now this is a poll, Politico, Morning Consult. This is what happened when Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire that is trying to take your guns, gets into the race. He's only worth 4%. Right there. In the polling data, as you can see, Biden still with a commanding lead. Right? Now let's go to the one that you love to boast about. Donald Trump doesn't even stand a chance. We don't know why he has not quit yet. Number 18, all jokes aside there. 2020 matchup. There you go. Politico again. Trump versus Democrats. There you got Elizabeth Warren kicking his ass. The potentially could be, you take two looks at her, lesbian. She's not. I'm not saying that. That would be wrong. But I tell you what, she certainly could pull it off if she tried. There's Elizabeth Warren, 45%. She's going to take trillions of dollars from those wealthy people, and they can't wait. I mean, Bill Gates can't wait for them to take trillions of dollars. I'll tell you what, the little Zuckerberg kid, the little boy that needs the high chair to testify to Congress over there at Facebook, why he's begging to give trillions of dollars. I mean trillions. It's not billions. He's begging to give all of his wealth. I mean to Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, the guy over at Twitter, Benzo, is that his name? The Amazon guy. They are just standing in line. They are fighting. Jamie Dimon up, who's he with? Goldman Sachs or no, I don't know. Who is he with? But anyhow, they can't wait. They cannot wait to give their money to Elizabeth Warren, trillions. Or Bernie with the Green New Deal. There's Bernie with his running mate. Is Bernie's running mate AOC? We don't know. He beats the hell out of Donald Trump. Why, even Joe Biden gets him 44-40. I mean, and then Michael Bloomberg, 43-37. Now that's a poll that counts, right? I mean, why would Trump even run with polling numbers out there like that? Did CNN get in on the game? Why, they sure did. Number 43. They're wanting to know if Joe can get back into the game here. Elizabeth Warren. Likely Iowa Dem caucus goers. Top choices for nominee. Right here. Democrat. Warren 20. Buttigieg, the boy that would be king. The gay guy with the gay brigade. He's got 19. Bernie Sanders 17. Biden is 4 with 15. Klobuchar 5. And then you got Gabbard, Tom Steyer down at 3, okay? Hold on here. What's going on? Let me see. Let me go through the pictures. They have anything else there about Iowa? Number 42, CNN this morning out of the box. Biden fights to regain Iowa lead. And for some reason, number 41, we're all on pins and needles because tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Joe Biden, a Democrat presidential town hall live from Iowa. Joe's going to be live. Wonder how many gaffes. Number 40, Amy Klobuchar, sorry about that. She is the senator from Minnesota, which Trump will win the state. She knows it. Klobuchar attacks Buttigieg for lack of experience, says a woman with his a woman with his experience wouldn't be on the debate stage. Well, Amy, I don't know. Now, how does he identify? What is it? Well, I'm saying pronouns. What's the pronoun that we need to use with this human here? So how is this human identifying, and what pronouns? Amy, you got to be careful with that. We do know he's gay. Number 39, Klobuchar attacks Buttigieg for lack of experience. He's the boy that would be king. I mean, he is awesome, that little boy. He's such a nice little boy. There he is, number 32. We go over to MSNBC. They're in on it. Buttigieg strikes a nerve with Democrat rivals. See, they're all trying to see what you will do in the ballot box if you go and pull a lever and it's not for a gay candidate. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all about a gay candidate. Number 30. Why Pete Buttigieg? There's a cardboard liking, or is that him, the little boy in the background? There's Peter Pan Buttigieg, right? And let's see if we have anything on the Peter Pan Buttigieg, and it doesn't look like it. Let's see what I have here. Let's go with this one. They're talking about it this morning. Number 15, Biden, Warren, and Sanders lead the 2020 primary field in 6 key battleground states. We showed you those polls. See if there's anything else where Peter Pan Buttigieg is concerned. Doesn't look like it. So let's show this and take a brief break, come back with our last 10 minutes that we have to do impeachment coming this week. And we'll get further into it as we get close to Wednesday. I think that's where the testimonies start. Boom, boom, boom. Where's it at? I had it here just a minute ago, and I should be able to get it back here soon. Let's go with... Sorry, folks, stay with me. I will find it. I will find it. It's not going to be that hard. I got it here in just a second. Maybe I did lose it. Maybe I'm losing it, period. I'm not going to break without it because I know I have it here somewhere. Okay. Let's go to, and drum roll please, because BKP, you got to have it in the box here somewhere. You're going through everything. You can't tell me you missed this. And... well, Peter King from New York is not seeking re-election. Republican from a district in New York. He's had it since he was 18 years old. He's been up there, and he has made a decision. He will not seek re-election. And there it is, number 21. Sorry about that. Breaking news, number 21 this morning. Longtime GOP rep Peter King won't seek re-election there in New York. So I'm your host, BKP. We'll come back. We got 10 minutes. We'll go back into some, what will we go back? Impeachment? Take a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, president of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. There you go. And so, Veterans Day. Thank you. Thank you for the ultimate sacrifice. Period. Show everybody how you can get in touch with the show. There you go. Now, come back here. I love our new logo. Check that out. Make it to where, okay, check that out right there. FYN. Love the new logo. Love the new cup. And you turn it around there. Graphic Expressions. So these guys, thank you very much. Graphic Expressions. I love the new cup. You guys did a great job Saturday on the Mountain Football League Super Bowl. I know Lauren Hunter is going to be talking about that at 10:10 this morning on Team FYN Sports Facebook page. Okay, so let's run through the close of the day. Okay, we know. Do you have? I mean, Fox News. I understand that's your last. You feel it's your last bastion of hope. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But you have to stop that. You just do. Okay, I like a lot of the guys over there, Tucker, Sean. There's people over there I do like, but watch this. Do you have that video of Molly Hemingway again? Is that something we could do one more time to close? Because Fox News told, let me know if we can. If we can't, just tell me in my ear if it's good to go. Fox News told, and I didn't tell you I was going to use it a second time, but the thing I wanted to do is they sent out to all, we all know, Rand Paul said, media, do your job. So when Rand Paul, Senator of Kentucky, stood up at that rally with Donald Trump and looked and said, media, do your job. Do your job. Okay? Everybody knows Eric Charmella is the spy inside the White House. Okay? But Fox News, all right, wait just a minute. Fox News sent out to all of their people, you don't mention this name. So watch what happens when a Fox News contributor or employee realizes this could be my final day. I could lose my job when Molly Hemingway has the nerve to out the spy on Fox News. Go ahead and play that really quick.
The media is not doing its job.
And that is
how are you guys exempt from that?
just the New York Times did all but reveal his name in September.
Yes,
They gave all the details.
So did
And-
Sean
But the New York Times was the first to basically half out the whistleblower by saying he's a CIA officer who had been assigned to the White House. You're right.
And Real Clear Investigations has identified a man named Eric Ciaramella as the whistleblower. So it's already out there. We could be talking about this reporting and talking about whether that's accurate reporting or not. So I feel a little bit confused about why we're pretending that it hasn't already been
I just want to
reported.
clarify that I don't know that
That
is the
might be the
person.
first time that the name has been mentioned on Fox News.
I
And
just
not
want
by a Fox News
I just
reporter.
want to clarify
Reported by
that
Real Clear Investigations.
and I'm going to come to you on this. I don't know whether this is actually the person or not, and I don't want to speculate about that. But there have been a few.
All right, you watch is it Howard Kurtz, or whatever, of Fox News, just absolutely, his jaw dropped to the floor. Oh my God, if the boss finds out. So we know number 5, we'll get ready this week, Eric Ciaramella that's who was outed, okay? They are trying to get, let's go to number 7, Bolton's lawyers tease knowledge about Ukraine that hasn't been disclosed yet. Okay? Democrats are in fear of what Bolton may come and say. All right? See, it's unknown to them. They're cautious. They don't want to bring him in because it's unknown what he will do. Number 11, Trump aides fear Bolton's secret notes. No, they do not. Let me tell you how this headline gets written. They find Trump aides, and that could be all the way down to the one that brings him his Diet Coke, okay? And then they say, hey, John Bolton, did he keep a lot of notes in that meeting? Yes, keeps a lot of notes, okay. Do you think as many notes as he keeps in that meeting, that may concern the president? I wouldn't doubt the president has concern with the notes Bolton. That's it. Headline, Trump aides fear John Bolton's secret notes. Let me go to '22. Republicans defend Trump's conduct as not impeachable. Okay. Then you got Vindman, number 23, Lieutenant Colonel. You could see the deposition and where they've cut out what they want you. They're going to frame, that's number 24, or 23, 24. They're framing it up. 25. See, framing it up. We know Alexander Vindman is a never Trumper. We know he hates the President of the United States. Number 26. Okay. Let's go to number 27, where the Intel chairman shift rights to Republican Nunes. The impeachment inquiry will not serve as a vehicle for any member to carry out the same sham investigation into Biden's or debunked conspiracy theories about 2016. Who debunked the conspiracy theories, as he calls it, and sham investigation into Biden? Who ended that investigation? Joe Biden, when he stood up and said, you're fired or you don't get the money, when he was vice president, to the investigator in Ukraine. Election interference that President Trump pressed Ukraine to conduct for his personal political benefit. That's what they want to do. Number 28, GOP wants Hunter Biden the spy / whistleblower to testify in impeachment hearings. Number 29, President of the United States, corrupt politician Adam Schiff wants people from the White House to testify in his Pelosi disgraceful witch hunt, yet he will not allow White House lawyer, nor will he allow any of our requested witnesses. This is the first in due process in congressional history. Make sure I heard it. Yeah, congressional history. Got that right. Number 31, witnesses today, which we know. Now, the Democrats are framing this. They're letting you know they're framing this in a direction. They're going to keep it simple. They are backed off quid pro quo. You're not seeing that on any of the bylines, on any of the networks. They decided to go for bribery, right? Public impeachment hearings this week. George Kent, Deputy Assistant Secretary, Acting U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Bill Taylor, and Marie Yovanovitch, former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine. We know she lied under oath, and she has a different email address and has communicated with the Democrat staffer with another email address that she lied under oath. We know that. Lying under oath is just nothing to these damn people anymore, okay? Before I get there, let's go to number 34. Senator Bernie Sanders admits climate change plan is expensive, argues $16 trillion plan is only option to save the planet. That's the only option to save the planet. And an old Jew and a bartender walk on a political stage. That's the beginning of a joke, right? Here's an old Jew and a New York City bartender walk on stage. Oh. Number 35, just showing you little bylines on MSNBC. Public impeachment hearings begin this week. Hold on, let me get some more here. We already showed you number 46. Impeachment probe public hearings this week. Number 47. Rand Paul, Republicans fine-tuning their defense for Trump. Jim Jordan's going to rip a hole in this. Okay? Number 48. Republicans fine-tuning their defense. Here's Lindsey Graham. 49. Focusing on Ukraine corruption, demanding testimony from who? The spy and the whistleblower. And they say it's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Folks, don't discount this guy here. Number 2. Michael Bloomberg has billions of dollars he could invest. That may be the thought. Don't forget Mark Cuban down here, this billionaire. If Elizabeth Warren becomes the front runner and wins the nomination, I'm not for sure the billionaire liberal class is going to follow her. I think they're going to have a problem. Maybe the billionaire liberals, okay, that are not ready to give up all their money. Because, see, these billionaire liberals think it's great if, they're missing $500,000 and it went to the government and they say we should be doing these things because they still have $9,999,900 or $500,000. Is that it? $500,000? Did I get it right? I don't know. But these liberal billionaires love to show how they're doing their part at spending their money and giving it to the government. But a couple programs like Elizabeth Warren and the New Green Deal have these people rethinking, what do we do? What do you think Bloomberg is? Bloomberg's in this group here, like with Cuban. Bloomberg's in this group here, like Howard Schultz, right? Former CEO of Starbucks. These people are not ready to come out and support Donald Trump. So what to do, right? Create a third party, get a third candidate in that guarantees Trump a re-election. What do they do? And they are spinning right now trying to figure it out. Because the last thing they want to do is come out and support Donald J. Trump. I'm your host, BKP. Let's go back to number one, Veterans Day. Thank you again. Let's close with that. Thank you again for your service. It's not, freedom is not free. Veterans Day, November 11th, honoring all who served. Thank you very much. And don't forget, folks, if you pass by, somebody's wearing the hat, say, hey, thank you for your service. I got to go at 10:10, all right? I want to, again, thank Graphics Expressions. I want to thank you for my nice new coffee cup. I'm gonna leave it here and see how long before Lauren Hunter tries to claim it. And then it's going to be on. Can't have my coffee cup. I will tell you this, at 10:10, the best, number one, sports show online in North Georgia happens on Team FYN Sports Facebook page. Lauren Hunter bringing it to you in 20 minutes. I got to go. I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow morning on FYNTV.com right here. Take us out.